Welcome back to another video. This is the Bradford City v Doncaster Rovers match reaction. It was a very lively game. 2 red cards. I didn't see the Kean Harrop red card. I definitely saw the Lee Tomlin one. If you missed that, you've missed the funniest red card of the century. What a clown. I mean, there were people on ITV highlights last night talking about the red card. I think it was Dean Ashton, and they said, I think the ref played up to the fans and, give the red card, and it probably shouldn't have been. It was a bit harsh, but it was if you were there, because he was constantly winding up the fans. Lee Tomlin constantly winding up our players. He went in on Lee Angle a couple of minutes before, and the referee just missed it. But obviously the fans didn't. And then he went and did that stupid thing, and he's got a history of doing it. I think that was his 13th red card or something stupid. So his manager were very annoyed. He took the red card. He said it was silly, and that's definitely how I'd say. It was silly. Didn't have to do it, and it could have cost his team. But I think it actually helped Doncaster today, because we always, the opposition go down to 10 men, and we always struggle to then break them down when they go park the bus, and then time waste, which they did say they were going to clamp down on, and they haven't. But the problem is, this always happens. They come up with a problem, but they never come up with a solution. And maybe a solution would be, however long the player's down for, you have to then sit off the pitch for the amount of time you're off for. Like a bit of a sin bin, but don't put them in a bin. If you're down for a minute, you're off for a minute. Or, they need to come up with something for the fans to come up with, because, the refereeing association, or whatever it's called, they're getting lazy now. Too many stupid decisions and time wasting. That keeper today were a joke. The time wasting he had, that Mitchell was it. He had the ball in his hands for ages, and it took, I don't know the precise minute, but it was around the 90th minute until he actually got booked. And that was because he was holding the ball and not letting Andy Cook get it. But the problem was, I actually thought Andy Cook could be in trouble here, because they were properly going into him. But something we did see today were passion from the players, and I didn't see Kean Harrop's red. I think it was a bit of a scuffle after the game. But they were passionate and they wanted to win the game. And I would like to say, I hope all the prayers go to Debbie today. I'm not Christian at all, but I wish him well, and I'm sure that's the same for all our fan base, and hopefully the Doncaster fan base, because that was, if it were foul or not, it was an awful thing to happen. It's a double break. He ain't gonna kick a ball this season. Not in a proper match. He might do some towards the back end of the season, a bit of training, but I think Luke Shaw, when he did his double break, he was out for around 2 years. So it's going to be a long one for Debbie. He was in real pain. And, when you look at Critchlow, running off, and he saw it bad. I hope Debbie has a quick recovery. But it was a red. And, I'm looking at the Doncaster fans on social media, and they're saying, how's that? Just because you break someone's leg don't mean it's a red. We won the ball. But it don't matter if you win the ball, it can still be a red, because it's a dangerous foul. It was high. I've paused it and I've looked. It was off the ground. If it's a dangerous foul play and you are going in and you're seriously injuring someone whilst winning the ball, it don't matter. It's still a foul if it's high. And if there were VAR, I'm sure it would have been given as a red. And that's the problem down here. The referees don't have the benefit of seeing that. I don't know his angle. He seemed pretty close to it, and his line-up probably should have had a word with him, because he were closer. And in one of the games today, I think it was Barrow Stockport, he gave a penalty, and then he spoke to his linesman, and then he corrected it. And why didn't our referee do that today? Was it Bobby Madden? You know, talk to your men around you, and get them to help you. You know, don't go off the fan base, but talk to the people who are there to help you today, and see what they're saying. But he didn't, and he just give a really quick yellow, which it just wasn't. But, you know, I do agree with their head. Didn't see Howards, they should have had two. Their manager made a great substitution in bringing their player off. You know, he's obviously head wanting it, you know, and you know, that the referee might have done something to him later by feeling guilty. But to be fair to the referee, he was firm, and you can say whatever you like about him. Lower standard refs, if they make a bad decision, they crack at Valley Parade with a foul and give fouls to us, and then, you know, the game goes crap because they're out of control. Where I did think the ref were a bit out of control, but then when you do think about it, might sound contradicting. No matter what, he stuck to his decisions, and he didn't crack like many do. They don't start giving random fouls for no reason. You know, the game was played in his way. I think there could have been more advantages in the game. You know, I don't know how many fouls there were. There were 20 fouls in that game, which is just ridiculous. It stopped the game too much, which hindered us. I think the main frustration today was their players going down in the box and winning free kicks. You know, when they shouldn't be winning free kicks in the box for just going down and holding the head, and that's something that needs to be brought in. You know, if they go down for 30 seconds, then they've got to come off, unless it's a very, very serious injury, like Osadebi's, where, you know, apart from the boos, everyone was silent, you know, because everyone were pretty scared for Osadebi. So yeah, we're hoping well, but unless it's a serious injury like that, then you should only have around 30 seconds and then you're off the pitch, and then you have to stay off for a certain amount of time, and then we've got to clamp down on it. We've got to come up with a solution to stop it. Otherwise, the problem's going to still be there. And you know, I hate it when they keep coming up with problems. It's like, yeah, anyone can see that, apart from Stevie Wonder, but anyone could see that that's a problem. Sort it out. But you know, performance-wise, we did play well. You know, 80% possession, 22 shots, 2 shots on target, however, and that was the problem. We put too many crosses into the box, and there weren't enough players attacking the crosses. And I think this week in training, that's what we'll be working on, you know, crossing the ball in and getting more movement in the box. And if a cross came in today, maybe say Halliday crossed it in, or Rydal, there'd be 2 men at the back post, and then they'd all go towards the back post. You need movement in the box. You need one going back post, one round the centre, one going attacking the front post. We need more bodies in the box and more players attacking different areas, and that's how you get, you know, you might just get a bit of luck. But yeah, there wasn't enough movement. Even when Cook came on, you know, Howard were moving round, but not in the box. And I think that was a problem. You know, if you're putting crosses into the box, you need players moving around in there. But Howard came on and he did look energetic. But onto the match, into the player ratings. Harry Lewis, I'd give him a 7 because that save from their corner probably saved us 2 points. Even though he should have won the game, that were brilliant save. The reflexes for him to get down quick and tip it away for a corner, that were brilliant save. Distribution were decent. It did look a bit, you know, shaky when Critchlow and Halliday were giving the ball back, but that just comes with the first game, I think. And then Halliday, I'd give him a 7. Although some of the crosses weren't good, he was up and down the wing, playing in midfield at times to try and, you know, help us control the ball. He was quite influential today, and he got back quite quick to help out. I'd give him a 7, but hopefully his injury ain't too bad, because he went down holding something after a Doncaster player went in on him. We didn't get a free kick again, and they would have, obviously, but yeah, then he had to come off, so hopefully he's alright. I haven't looked on that. Platt 7, again, you know, he put a brilliant block in to save us. All round distribution good. It's going to be hard for Odosina to come in with Critchlow, who would also be given a 7, got man of match, won't mind man of match, but you know, he put in a really good tackle when Miller went behind, used his recovery pace and got back quickly, and he had a good game distribution wise as well. Liam Rideout, it's a tough one because, you know, he was in great positions on that flank, but didn't get many good balls in. A lot of them were too high, but then again, like I said, the movement in the box wasn't good enough, so I'd probably give him a 7. Didn't do it wrong defensively, and then maybe going forward it could have been the attacker's fault. So Smallwood, I'd give him an 8, because he could have had 2 goals, which you could mark him down for, but that free kick was a really good shot. He had one just inside the box. I think it was one of our last shots, and that was a moment where I knew we weren't winning, because that was a chance, and we just hit it wide. And you know, if we had a penalty today, we probably wouldn't score that. I'd give him an 8, and he's my man of match. He was brilliant today. Controlled the game. He's a brilliant captain. You can see on the pitch, he's always pointing round to players, telling them where to go. You know, whilst not being out of the game. You know, when Jake Reeves were playing, you'd see him pointing around, then the ball go past him, and it's chaos. But he does it at the right times, telling people where to run, when to make the move, and telling them to get into certain positions. And he's a conductor, controls the game, and is a brilliant captain. Brilliant signing. Ryan East, I'd give him a 7. He won't stand out today, but he did little things that helped us. You know, the passing for him were brilliant today. You know, it went straight into players' feet. He didn't misplace too many passes, and he seemed to have quite a bit of energy to get into the box-to-box positions. I don't think he's going to be a player who's going to have a shot. I don't think he has a shot on him. He might not, you know, have a strong shot or all, but you know, he seemed like a comfortable player today. Leangol, gonna wrap it up now. Leangol, I'd give him. It's hard to judge Angol. I'm gonna have to give him a 6. You know, he seemed a bit lazy today, to be honest. In the box, not making the right ones. You know, holding hands with Oliver at times, but I'm sure that'll change next week. Jamie Walker, I'll give him. It's hard as well because I liked him at first half, but then second half he seemed to want to go in the right wing back position, to save himself a bit of energy, which could have, you know, hindered us in that second half because the ball was going out there a lot, and they weren't making the runs in behind which we needed. So I'm gonna have to give him. I'd give him a 6.5, but I'm gonna give him a 7. I'm feeling generous because of that first half. He had a good first half, but I think he was a bit lazy in the second. Osadebe, well, I'm not going to give him loyalty points because of his injury. I'm going to give him an average 6 because he didn't have much to do in the game because of his injury, unfortunately. But he did look like a good player. We won't be seeing him again this season. I wish him the best of luck, like I said. But Dayton Oliver, 6. You know, he had a good shot, could have scored. He looked to get into the game, but he wasn't making. We were too static in the box. It looked like we had a load of statues in there. You know, more movement in the box needed. It was a striker who just didn't do enough today, so that's why he's getting a 6. Andy Cook, 6. Came on, didn't really do much, you know, bit of effort in there. I can't say that he hasn't put any effort in this pre-season. Lost a load of weight, looks hungry. Fans got behind him who were brilliant today. You know, the flag went good, you know, moving around the court, which were good. You know, to be blunt, to be truthfully honest, I think maybe it were a bit much. Maybe we tried doing a bit too much with the flag and the what do you call it, the Carlton Amber flags. Maybe we should have just done the flag and black, so then the flag stands out, because it seemed to get a bit lost looking on it. And then, or maybe we should have stick to the flags. I think one or the other really. But it was a good idea, and you know, it did get the fans going, which, you know, good on them. Levi Sutton, I'll give him a 7 because he had energy. You know, he was up and down, box to box in right back. Good game from him. Harry Chapman 6, didn't get involved, a couple of good crosses, but not much to say about him. He needs more fitness and more matches. And Kian Howard is going to have to get a 5 because of the red card. I didn't see it, but he's going to have to get marked down because he's been sent off. But he did look lively coming on. He will be out for around 3 games now, I'd presume, unless we appeal it. I don't know what happens, so I can't say much on it. But let me know what your thoughts on the game were. Did you think Osadebi's red card were a red card? Lee Tomlin, should he have been sent off? Did the referee have a bad game? What are your ratings out of 10? Let me know in the comments down below. Have a good one.